How's everybody doing? It's Admin Paul from the Facebook team for Newcastle Fans TV, and we thought we'd bring another top 5 just to go away from the takeover talk for just a minute or two. The last one seemed to be taken really well, so thank you very much for the kind comments. This time we're going to be doing top 5 moments of the season so far, so what were our favourites. And I've got Kyle, we've got Rob, we've got Sam, and also PD Proudlock as well on the channel today with our thoughts on the best moments of the season so far. As ever, agree, disagree, or have we been having too many cans? Let me know in the comments down below.
Top 5 moments of the season for me, and at 5, Jonjo Shelvey's ingenious goal at Sheffield United. Fair play to him, using the rules of the new rules of VAR to his strengths. Not many players would have had the ingenuity to do what he did there. Fantastic scenes in the away end. And at 4, I've got the West Brom win to secure a place in the FA Cup quarter-final. I was undercover that night in the home end, so I could just stand in awe at the atmosphere of the away fans. It was absolutely superb. And at 3, that amazing comeback at Everton. What a horrendous 94 minutes it was, but the last 2 minutes were bloody brilliant. 2-0 down, one of the worst performances you're ever likely to see. Florian Lejeune with an overhead kick and a goalmouth scramble to boot to pick up an unlikely draw. Number 2, I've gone for Isaac Hayden, the late winner against Chelsea, followed by Matt Ritchie's corner flag kick. Amazing scenes, absolutely amazing scenes. And of course, number 1, Matty's goal against Manchester United. That, combined with the post-match interview with his brother Sean on Sky, was just what football's all about for me. Absolutely brilliant.
My top 5 moments of the season. In 5th place is Alan Saint-Maximin for 2 reasons on and off the pitch. On the pitch, he is electrifying. Pace is frightening. He can go past players. The only thing probably we need to add to his game is more goals next season. I expect him to go up another level. Obviously, he's been compared to Adama Traore a lot, but I do expect now Saint-Maximin to have a better end product next season. But he's the first player since, Hatton Ben Arthur, that he's got bums off seat to get you excited. You want to give him the ball because he can make things happen. But like I say, the final end product needs to improve. But off the pitch also, he's embraced the Toon culture. He's very interactive on Instagram, playing in his garden with his kids, in the swimming pool, and on Twitter he's retweeted our stuff several times, probably some of your stuff that you watch, and he's very active, and he takes it in, he embraces the Newcastle culture and fans. So Alan Saint-Maximin 5th. In 4th position is Matty Longstaff, in particular first half of the season. Let's hope he get his contract signed, but we've seen it in pre-season when he scored that great goal against St Etienne. That was a sign of things to come. Chucked in the deep end against Man United. Newcastle were on a poor run of form. What a place to make your debut, St James's Park, alongside your brother as well, and go and grab the winner on your debut. You've seen the celebrations, you've seen the reaction of fans on social media. That was just brilliant. Because he's one of your own, you want that to happen. Hopefully get his contract signed once more, but it was brilliant to see a Geordie come through, because we don't get many. So Matty Longstaff. And then my top 3 are all away games. I do enjoy me away games. In 3rd position, Southampton away, because of a few things really. It was a long place to go. We don't have a good record down at the Dell and St Mary's. Coronavirus was just starting to hit the UK. I was a little bit nervous going on the train this time. I didn't drive down. Got a train to London, then to Southampton. I went on my own, met Owen down there, met Fordy down there. But what a day, what a mad first half. Mental first half. Absolutely chaotic with all the drama, VAR, red cards, penalties and all that. It was brilliant. It was the first time really that we've seen the sun back out since probably early October. But coming away from there, Alan Saint-Maximin grabbing the winner. What a performance to go away, and it felt good going home. I know it was a long journey going home, but I felt it eased over because I was editing the videos. I was smiling while I was editing them. Brilliant away day. In second, another away day is West Ham away. Me, Kyle drove down and met Isha down there. Brilliant. What a hour football that was by the two. And it should have been more. With 3-0 up, it should have been a hell of a lot more. The scenes next to me, and Isha had to grab Isha because there was bodies just lying next to her, and she's never seen nothing like that. And it was just brilliant away day. Yes, it was a bit nervy at the end of the game, 3-2, but we came away with the win. It was brilliant, and obviously recording afterwards, everyone was in good spirits, so that was a fantastic away win. But number one, and it's no surprise to anybody who watches the channel, is Spurs away. Oh, red hot, and I'm talking red hot, 31, 32 degrees. Me, Paul, Johnny and Kyle in the car going down. We were excited to see Spurs Stadium. We didn't expect Newcastle to go and win it. I was excited to see the stadium. It was brilliant. As I mentioned, red hot weather, shorts on, t-shirt on, sunglasses. Johnny got one of those pints that come up from the bottom. It was brilliant. I've experienced Joe Linton scoring a Premier League goal in the flesh. And what a performance. Obviously, Alan St. Maximin went off injured and Atsu came on. It was like that. But we got the win. We've got the win somehow. And obviously, I was in tears. I was crying at the end. Even afterwards, when we're filming across the road, we're all giggles, laughs, and it was a good drive home. Brilliant day. And do you know what it is? Credit to Steve Bruce, because a lot of these away performances have been under Steve Bruce, and I know he's getting a lot of stick at the moment that he may lose his job. But yeah, those are my top 5 moments this season. Hope you like that.
Top 5 moments from this season, and to be honest, I thought of mainly 6. It was fairly easy to choose those 6, but the hardest decision was to decide which ones to put in order. So the one that just missed out was the win over Tottenham on the bank holiday weekend in August. Of course, Joe Linton getting off the mark, but here is my top 5. And for number 5, I've gone for Federico Fernandez's winner against Southampton in December. For me personally, this was the moment when I was in the strawberry corner with Kyle and Lee, and of course it gets quite erratic in that part of the ground. And so when Fernandez scored that winner, me and Kyle were jumping around, hugging, and I lost my balance and I was about to fall over backwards onto the row in front. But thankfully Kyle just managed to grab me by the shirt in time, just before I was about to fall, and pull me back to my feet. So that was a little moment that got the adrenaline going and made the celebration all the more better. So a lot of fond memories with that one. For number 4, I've gone for Miguel Almiron's first goal, so the goal against Crystal Palace, also in December. This guy, we've all seen the quality in him before that first goal. We saw the quality in him for the best part of 11-10 months. And he's certainly proved critics wrong, because since then he's gone on to find the back of the net quite regularly. 6 goals so far this season, if I'm not mistaken. And so the amount of criticism and abuse that he was getting beforehand, I felt was unjust, and hopefully it's sort of the similar treatment that Joe Linton gets nowadays, or before the lockdown happened. And hopefully Joe Linton can do the same in proving his critics wrong. Almiron certainly did that, and he just needed that first goal to get that bit of confidence going, and I'm so glad that he got that. For number 3, I've gone for Shelvey's goal against Sheffield United. This was fantastic for me because this was, I was there, it was my first away day in about a year. It's certainly the first away win that I've been to, and it was absolutely fantastic, because when the linesman flagged for offside, I initially thought at the time, I thought it was for Shelvey, who was in an offside position, and because the linesman flagged so quickly, I thought, nah, if the linesman's that sure, chances are he is correct. And then the Sheffield United defence, all of a sudden, just stopped. And if the Premier League does get to restart, who knows, that mistake could well cost Sheffield United a place in the Champions League. You never know. But yes, when Shelvey scored, put it in the back of the net and passed it in, I just thought, he's probably not going to be allowed. But the longer that the check went on, it said on the screen, VAR checking goal. The longer it went on, the more I thought, perhaps this is much closer than it really could be, and it could be a goal. And then all of a sudden, the screen changes to decision goal, and of course, Newcastle fans away from home, it's limbs. It's absolute limbs. And it was a joy to be part of that. Just absolute joy unconfined. Number 2, second best moment of the season, I've gone for Florian Lejeune's quickfire double away at Everton. This was a game where we were awful for 93 minutes of the game. We were god awful. We deserved to be thrashed and absolutely tossed around. Everton dominated it for 93 minutes. We showed no sign of getting into it. We made substitutions by bringing defenders on when we were 2-0 down. And then when it was 2-0, I was about to make my tea. I put some 3-minute mash in the microwave, and by the time it was ready, the scoreline was 2-2. Just with that quickfire double against Florian Lejeune, and of course Little Arms Pickford trying to do his goalkeeping behind the goal line, and of course Pickford having his fun with the Newcastle fans before that, trying to get us riled up and angry. He was certainly riled up, and then he just lets it go to his head. He showed that last season. He just gets too carried away in that moment in matches against Newcastle, and it happened again. So it was absolutely fantastic. And of course, Florian Lejeune, those were his 2 first goals for Newcastle. His 2 only goals for Newcastle so far. And then finally, best moment of the season is the game away at West Brom when we won 3-2 to reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. To be 3-0 up and fairly cruising going into the second half was absolutely fantastic. I was commentating at York that night, and York got absolutely thrashed, so I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up from Newcastle. And just as I was heading out of the exit doors at Bootham Crescent in York, a steward told me that the last he checked, Newcastle were 3-0 up. And then I quickly checked and saw that the full-time whistle had just blown, and we had reached the quarterfinals of the FA Cup for the first time in 14 years. And more than that, as well as the win, it was the fact that we could actually dream of earning a trip to Wembley. I don't really count the 2 trips we had to Wembley when we played against Tottenham for the past few seasons, because I see you got to earn your trips to Wembley by getting to the semis of the FA Cup or the final or League Cup final, etc. So to being with a chance of earning a trip to Wembley and being in the last 8 of actually getting to an FA Cup final, just the thought of being in an FA Cup final potentially got me so excited and got me dreaming once again. But yeah, those are my top 5 moments.
We're done with top 5 moments of the season, so I thought I'd do mine as well. In at number 5, I've got West Ham away this season. It's probably the best I've seen we'll play, other than the last game against Southampton. Well, we absolutely hammered Southampton just to only pick up a dreary 1-0 win, but we still played really well. But my memories of Upton Park the second time round, because I've been twice, were a lot better. The atmosphere for a ground that's hard to create an atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. Away support is as always fantastic. I was front row, and people recognised it, but a couple of lads recognised us from the channel and whatnot. So I had a good laugh with them, because Lee was sitting with Isha, first time meeting her as well, which was a good day. But no, they were fantastic. Alan St Maximin ripped Zabaleta a new arsehole that day was just unbelievable, and for how well we played, we nearly threw it away as well. So yeah, 3-2, typical Newcastle performance. When we play well, we usually try and chuck it away while we're at it, but no, good performance, and yeah, that goes in at number 5 for me. In at number 4, I've got the win against Chelsea. Isaac Hayden in the last minute. For me, this was insane. We were dreadful all game. We just didn't look like we were going to score a goal at any point in this game. Nor did Chelsea, and it just looked like it was going to drain out into a 0-0 draw, like so many games have at St James's Park this season. But Alan St-Maximin picks up the ball and he whips it in one final time, and Isaac Hayden ends up on the end of the cross, heads it past the Chelsea goalkeeper, and the absolute scenes was just unbelievable that day. Lee's clip of him celebrating went viral. I mean, I've given him a little bit of stick for that actually, shouting scenes and limbs at the top of his lungs. I kind of did myself, like, but fair play to him. It went kind of mad on Twitter. Over 500,000 people hearing him shout limb scenes. Yeah, I could do now but laugh, and he got pulled about it actually at Everton away. The lad that we usually sit next to was like, "Oh, I seen your clip went madly, but stop shouting scenes." But I don't think he will mind. But let us know in the comments what you think regarding that one. But aye. Great win versus Chelsea. We probably didn't deserve it. We deserved a point, like I said before, but it was a fantastic goal, and something really nice to celebrate as well. But in at number 3 is more of a personal one to me. Was Rochdale at home, beating them 4-1. It was a nice night out for me. I got to take my mum to our first match and things like that as well. So on a family side, that was more important to me. It was an alright night actually. Nice. It was warm-ish weather for football, and we got through the next round as well, relatively comfortable after what was a frustrating first game in Rochdale before the replay. So yeah, it was a nice night. I've got some nice photos going up in my room of that night. So yeah, there's a personal memento. That one goes in at number 3. In at number 2, I've got the NA29 lad, Matty Longstaff, with the goal against Man United, and honestly, this is just one of my all-time favourite moments as a Newcastle fan altogether. Just honestly, the whole day was just. Oh, we asked someone who was doing fan cams around the grounds, and before the game, he was like, "Oh, who's Matty?" He knows who he is now. That's for damn sure. I mean, it was just so well. It was like it was written. It was just beautiful. Matty Longstaff at the edge of the box with the ball, hits it as hard as he can, goes into the bottom corner, and he just has that moment with a Gallagher end. And as a local lad, a local Geordie, anyone grown up supporting Newcastle, that is the dream, you know. So he got to live that, and you could just tell by the passion, the photos that was there, from that experience. That you'll treasure that for the rest of his days. And obviously, local NA29 lad, he was a couple of years below me, John Spence. So massive, a massive thing for him, and obviously massive thing for the local area as well. I mean, I never go on about it to us, so you know. But in at number 2, Matty Longstaff. So you're probably thinking, what is number 1 to top that? On the basis of the whole day, I'd have to go Spurs, because we had a shite start of the season, didn't we? We got beat off Arsenal, we got hammered off Norwich, and there was nothing like expected of this game against Spurs. We're all thinking, you know what, we're going to get beat by 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5. So we're just going to enjoy the day. The weather was lovely. Good trip down with the lads on the day. Really good vlog that I managed to put together myself. From the day, which I always go back and watch back every now and then. But just the whole day in general was fantastic. The weather was unbelievable. Good crack in the car, and just the most shocking result I've ever seen. It was just such a gutsy performance. Reminded us a lot of the Leicester games from years gone by, when we went away from home and defended unbelievably, like, well, lives depended on it. Unbelievable away day atmosphere as well, and yeah, just everything that day, everything aligned. It was an unbelievable day, and it was probably one of the best days of my life. It was that good of a day, but for that reason, and the whole day being as good as it was, and everything aligning into one, I'd have to say that was why. That's my number one. But yeah, that's my top 5 moments of the season. Get yours in the comments below, and it'll be interesting to see what the other lads have in this video as well. And yeah, I'll catch you all in a bit, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra.
Hello, I'm Peter, also known as PD Proudlock on YouTube, and here are my top 5 Newcastle United moments of the 2019-20 season. Start with number 5. Miguel Almiron's first goal for the club against Crystal Palace. The lad was definitely due a goal at some point. The way he's on the ball excites fans, and the way he can cause opposition players massive amounts of problem as well. I know it took a while, but he was definitely due a goal, as I said before. Number 4, the Isaac Hayden winner against Chelsea in the 94th minute, because it gained a good win against Chelsea, and because there was also a funny moment within it, was when Matt Ritchie kicked the corner flag and it managed to hit someone in the balls. Number 3, Matty Longstaff's goal against Man United. First start in the first team, and what a way to get your first goal of the club. Was absolutely brilliant to see as well. Very young lad, and what a way to open up your account in the first team. Number 2, the 3-2 win against West Brom away in the FA Cup. Yes, I know we're very close to throwing it away, but that booked us a place in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, even though we still don't know what is happening with this competition yet so far because of the current pandemic that we're still under. Because we've not reached this position in a very long time, has what it's made most special, and most fans so happy about this as well. And the one that I picked for my top is the 3-2 win against West Ham. And the reason I've picked that one, I was down there, and what a performance it was for the lads, even though West Ham pulled back 2 goals. But we deserved the 3 points in that game. The atmosphere was brilliant. Oh, and the way the fans were celebrating when we were scoring the goals was just absolutely brilliant to see as well. And coming away with 3 points made it even more better as well. So there you go. That are my top 5 moments of the Newcastle United 2019-20 season.
Roses are red, Mike Ashley's away.
How's the bacon, did you say?
Right, well, so my top 5 of the season. This was really difficult because I know it's been another season of mediocrity and you know, just basically surviving, but there has been some fantastic moments of absolute ecstasy, some funny, some just great. So here are my top 5, and I want to start with number 5, and it would have to be the night away at West Brom. I mean, scenes, was it a Tuesday night? 5,000 plus Geordies all singing their hearts out, knobs everywhere, I must admit. I never thought I'd be saying this, goodness me. Yeah, knobs everywhere for the entire 90 minutes. Knobs on your head, knobs in your back, knobs everywhere. But the goals, the football on the pitch, it was exciting. We looked fantastic playing football in parts. Some of the goals absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to go, yeah, 5th for me is West Brom away. Number 4, again, another great result, and that was the win against Chelsea at home. Isaac Hayden scoring literally with the dregs of the game left in it, and oh, it was absolutely fantastic. We all know what happened with the goal celebration, and I bet that lad's still feeling in a bit of discomfort. God. Yeah, so I want to go number 4. The scenes that followed and the victory against Chelsea at St James's Park 1-0. The third moment, I'm going to say the Shelvey goal against Sheffield United. And the reason I pushed it up a little bit higher in my list than maybe what other people would elsewhere, obviously elsewhere, is I have a lot of family and connections. I spent a large chunk of my life down in South Yorkshire working. I know many Sheffield United supporters. I know many Barnsley and Sheffield Wednesday supporters who absolutely despise them as well. So I was getting plenty of banter on the night. I knew plenty of people in the home stands. And it was nice to go back down to the area, get parked up straight away, knew where to park, get into the stadium. I was there with Rob, and it was a fantastic game. Brilliant 3 points. All the lads were buzzing afterwards. Yeah, absolutely great scenes, great memories. And the goal, John Joe Shelvey's goal in particular in that game, the VAR goal, only that lad would score it. He was switched on when everybody else switched off, scored the goal and everything. Fantastic, loved it. Great away memories for that one. Now moving on to my number 2, and again it gets more and more difficult. It really does, but I'm going to go for, again, John Joe Shelvey against Manchester City. The second goal, I expected an out. I expected a dry humping, to be fair, of Manchester City, but the team battled so hard. So I take my hat off, and it was a quality goal. I mean, De Bruyne's was absolutely brilliant, fantastic. And you're like, you're like swearing your head off inside, thinking, nah, that's going to cost us the points. Yeah, we've been undone by an absolute wonder goal. But then to be switched on, just to say that, so look, roll it over to us, and for the skill involved in that goal to beat a keeper of that calibre from that distance, to get a point out of that was absolutely fantastic. So that takes us up to my number 1. Drum roll, please. Yeah, so number 1 in my list, well, to me it is head and shoulders above everything else. It really is, and that is Matty Longstaff on your Premier League debut against Manchester United at the Gallagher end, smashing a thunder cunt into the back of the net. Cue scenes, cue jubilation. Every kid growing up in this entire region dreams about doing that. That is the perfect scenario. Make your debut, score the goal, it's a winner at the Gallagher end. You're a local lad. He was born in Rotherham and stuff like that. We've had banter on the page for those of you highlighting that, but he's a local lad, done well, and it's what it's all about, football. That was great. We'll not forget the scenes as well afterwards. He's having an interview with his brother. His brother is grinning like a bloody Cheshire cat. He was ear to ear smile. Matty's lost for words. He's just overcome. And yeah, credit Bruce for putting him in. And there's many managers would have buckled or played players out of position, but no, he's gone and put him in. And yeah, great strike. Hit it! I remember the commentary as well. I've watched it back a million times, but that's my top moment of the season so far. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know down below.